Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another episode here with your New York Mets franchise, and we are taking on the Boston Red Sox, our rematch of the 1986 World Series. And looking at Boston's pitching staff, definitely not the best pitching staff we have faced in the postseason. Bullpen definitely raises some eyebrows on how they got here. They have some decent guys in their bullpen, I'll give them that, but it's not going to light up the world and make your eyes pop. But the offense looks to be carrying the Red Sox in this postseason. Devers lighting it up. Tristan Casas, Connor Juan, Abreu, Tyler O'Neill, big power bats, Brandon Lowe, Zidane Rafaela, Trevor Story on the bench with Kevin Newman, Danny Jansen, and Patrick Bailey. They have 3 catchers on this roster. An interesting move here from the Red Sox. Postseason baseball, World Series, it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 in Boston, and wouldn't want to play in a better ballpark. The history here, New York Mets, Boston Red Sox going at it, and it's a wet, rainy day, so both offenses may be a little bit struggling here. Pitching is definitely going to be a challenge, but with the wind and the rain, I don't see the ball going very far today. And the Mets 9-2 in the postseason compared to Boston 9-3. Offense, they're getting almost 5 runs a game. The Mets averaging 4. The Mets ERA is going to be the difference maker. And Jose Iglesias getting ready to lead off here. Boston trying to feed off their fan base, looking for another World Series title. And the Mets, they are trying to win their first in a long time here, trying to break the streak. Got to do it on the road, try and get some home field advantage back in this series. World Series baseball is here, and you got to love it. Now, Tanner Houck, in the postseason, he has struggled in ERA over 5, and they're starting him in Game 1 here against this Mets offense. And we are going to be player locking here first couple games. And we are going to go with Mark Vientos with the Mets already up 1-0. 2 on and 1 out. And on a 1-2 count, Vientos, he hits one into left. This is back. It is caught just shy of the Green Monster. Vientos, he was looking for more RBIs in this postseason. Now up 2-0 for the Mets. Top third, Vientos. He is going to take a pitch here for a strike. Went 1 for 2 last game versus the Dodgers in Game 4. And the sinker there, a little late upstairs, no 2 counts. Looking for something to hit. And this one right to short. And he's not going to beat that out. So 0 for 2 for Mark Vientos to start off in Game 1. Now Boston coming back in this game. Vientos looking for something, but that cutter got him. Struck him out. Vientos starts off Game 1 0 for 3. And with runners on base, we need him to make those hits. And Boston comes through in a big way in Game 1, winning this one 7-3, getting to the Mets bullpen. The Mets pitching staff facing some adversity here, you could say, in the first game of the World Series, as this is the first team offensively that's given them a bit of trouble in Game 1. 12 hits for the Red Sox, 7 runs, 3 runs on 9 hits for your Mets. So we are about to head into Game 2, trying to avoid going down 0-2 in this series against the Boston Red Sox. Game 2 coming up, people. The Mets looking to tie things up here as Boston's offense carried them game 1. The rain has gone away, and the Mets bats are hopefully here to stay. Oh, hopefully it wasn't too cringy. But Mets baseball, it's been a heck of a run this postseason. We gotta find a way to get back in this series and give the Mets faithful a chance. Lost game 1, 7-3. Mets offense can do a little bit more against this Red Sox pitching staff. That will be the difference maker here. Can the offense finally step up? And the Mets go on to Luis Severino in game 2, trying to slow down this Boston offense. Mets trying to tie up the series, and Boston trying to take a 2-0 series lead in the World Series. My goodness, not a hole we would want to draw into right now. I know, especially since we swept the Dodgers. That would be karma, just to get swept in the World Series. And Cutter Crawford, making his 4th appearance of the postseason. He's having himself a solid postseason. ERA under 3, whip under 1.3. Not striking out a lot of batters, but we'll see if our offense can get some boost from Francisco Lindor. And he just hits a chopper on the sweep and curve, and he's going to ground out here as the Mets go 1-2-3. No hits in the first inning. Now Severino, he's been a little bit of hot and cold in the postseason, just like in the regular season. But we're hoping his veteran leadership here can help get a win on the road in Boston and avoid going down 2-0. Severino ERA just under 3.3. You gotta hope he can handle it. So far so good for Severino. But Francisco Lindor trying to boost the offense, and this one is lined right to second base. Barely had to move. Lindor is 0 for 2 on the day. And Wilyer Abreu now 0 for 1, 2 for 5 in the World Series. Man on first, Francisco Lindor trying to help out with his defense. Double play ball here, Lindor. Oh, can't get him. The speed from Abreu beats it out, as that was aimed a little far off. We had to fix that. Now Lindor looking for the first run here with the man on second. 1 out. Crawford with the pitch. And Lindor into left. This is going. And caught just shy of the green monster. We cannot get our offense going against Boston's pitching staff for some reason. It's been going all postseason. Still tied at 0. Now Lindor with the defensive play here, and he's got him. So Boston and New York tied at 0 going into the final inning. It's going to be dramatic here. Both pitchers getting the job done. First run to score seems like it's going to be the game winner, as we're going into extras. And Lindor 0 for 4 on the day. Josh Winkowski out of the bullpen for the Boston Red Sox. And Lindor, he's just watching that one. Cutter down low. 1-0 counts. Lindor, he does have some pop, as we did see in the home run derby. Looking for a pitch, and this one right up the middle. And he's going to get a 2-out single to keep the pressure on. Lindor as his first hit. Now can the Mets find a way to rally here in extra innings? Pete Alonso, 0 for 7 in the World Series. His bat has dried up here. 2-2 counts. Alonso, Lindor up first. And this one into left center. And it's just going to be caught. Barely has to move. Now can the Mets hold off the Boston Red Sox offense and go to the 11th inning? Please, please, please. Can we hold them off? And it's a walk-off win here. Boston is up 2-0 in this series. The Mets are in trouble. Game 3. Here we go. We are back on home field and trying to get a win in the first game at Citi Field here in the World Series in a long time. all the way back since 2015, I believe, is when they faced the Royals. And the Royals ended up winning that series. The Mets trying to build around their fans here and get back into it, trying to avoid going down 3-0. That would be a stranglehold. Now, can the Mets offense finally get something going here? As they got shut out in Game 2, and the Boston pitching staff has not been the reason why they got to the World Series, but they're helping them when it matters most. And we need Alonso, Vientos, Lindor, and others to step up at the plate to find a way to get the Mets back in this series. Pitching staff, besides Game 1, has been pretty solid. The bullpen failed in Game 1, all around solid in Game 2. Jarren Duran, the speed threat, turning into a perennial all-star for the Red Sox now. And the Mets go to the veteran Jose Quintana in Game 3, trying to slow down this Boston offense and give a shot for the Mets to get on the board first. World Series baseball is back in New York, people. Citi Field. Long live the Mets. And through 2 postseason games, and Quintana's looked solid. ERA under 2.2, whip under 1, strikeout rate over 20%, and a walk rate under 5. Not giving up many base runners in his appearances. Might be the pitcher we need against Boston. And Jarren Duran leading off, always a threat on the base path. First pitch, Quintana looking for something, jams him. Alvarez has got the ball. That's a nice way to end off the speed threat there. 1 pitch, 1 out. And looking at the lineup for Boston today, Kevin Newman, Devers, Casas, O'Neill, Brandon Lowe, Connor Juan, Rafaela, and Trevor Story hitting 9th. 1-2 count to Kevin Newman. Quintana with the pitch. And this one over Alonso's head, as that's going to be a 1-out single, and Robert Jr. gets it back in quickly. Redsox trying to put some pressure on the veteran pitcher. 1-2 count to Rafael Devers. Swinging a miss on the hanging curve. Got away with one there. That could have been bad. 0-2 count to Casas. And caught looking, changeup outside corner. Got him. The veteran does not allow that man on base to cause him any trouble, as the Mets head into the bottom half, looking to get the first score in Game 3 and keep the lead here. As the Boston Red Sox, they are going to Garrett Whitlock, who's probably been the best pitcher for them in the postseason. And through 3 games, ERA under 2, whip under 1.3, strikeout rate around 20%, and a walk rate under 5. He is going to be a difficult man to get some runs off of. Jose Iglesias, full count, leading off, average still above 300, and he's going to have a walk. A veteran getting on base here. Leadoff man is on board. Now Jesse Winker, what a series he had against the Dodgers. My goodness. He's got some power in his bat. And he smokes one. This one is back, and gone! It's out of here. It's 2-0 for the Mets. And that's the hit that the Mets needed. Hopefully to wake up the rest of this offense. 2-0 here. Winter's 3rd home run of the postseason. And the Mets are on top early on here in Game 3. That is clutch. Jesse Winker. What a contract he's on right now. Just a 1-year prove-it deal. And I think you gotta bring him back. Even as just a DH or an off-the-bench option, Jesse Winker, my goodness, he's getting celebrations all around here, as they know that's a big hit to prove this Boston pitching staff not slow them down for long. 372 feet out of here. Now Lindor. He hits the grounder right to first. And that's going to be the first out for the Mets here in Game 3. Pete Alonso coming up to deck. Vientos, Brett Baty, Alvarez, Bader, and Robert Jr. for the Mets here in Game 3. Changing it up a little bit. 0-1 count for Pete Alonso. His average has dropped dramatically. And the first 2 games of this series has yet to get a hit, as he is now 0 for 10 in the World Series. Mark Vientos, average over 300 still, trying to find a way, as he's dropped off in the World Series as well. And this one is hit into left. It is not going to be deep enough. Pretty much right at the left fielder. That's going to end the inning there. Jesse Winker, though, gives the Mets a boost. 1 hit, 2 runs scored, and now Boston trying to rally back here against Quintana. Tyler O'Neill, the Canadian powerhouse. He drowns one to Iglesias, takes his time, and he's got him. Leadoff man on board here. Not going to happen. Brandon Lowe, lefty on lefty, looking for some crime. The pitch. And this one against the shift. Lindor. Got him. Just in time with his arm there. 2 up, 2 down for Boston. Connor Juan. 1-1 count. Quintana. He'll get him to chop one right to Iglesias. 1-2-3 go Boston. So we head into the bottom half here. Mets looking to add on 1 hit for Boston so far through 2 innings. Not too shabby for Quintana. Now Brett Baty. Looking for something here out of him. We need to get him going. And first pitch swinging, and he's going to chop one to second. Leadoff man retired. Brett Baty. His average has dropped. Francisco Alvarez. 1-1 counts. And this one can't get over the second baseman's head. 2 up, 2 down. As, my goodness, I thought that was in the gap. Now Harrison Bader. Looking for something here. Had a pretty good series against the Dodgers. And this one is going to be in the gap. This is going to go all the way to the wall. Harrison Bader, 2 out double. Oh my goodness. Now, if we weren't planning on going on signing Juan Soto, I think Harrison Bader would be another outfield option for this team. But there's just not going to be any space on this roster, especially if you want to improve and you got a team that wants to spend money to win. Harrison Bader would be a solid free agent pickup for a team. Luis Robert Jr. has struggled mightily in the postseason. Harrison Bader trying to steal third, and that's not going to happen. Connor Juan has got his man there. My goodness. Harrison Bader tried to catch him napping, but he is tied down as Devers got him just in the nick of time. Now an 0-2 count on Cedane Rafaela. Hitting under 200. And he chops one to Baty, who takes his time and he fires a bullet. And just like that, leadoff man gone. 1-0 count for Trevor Story. Looking for 200 career home runs next year with the Red Sox. But he's not going to get a hit here. As 2 up, 2 down. Alonso does it himself. Jarren Duran, 0-2 count. Lefty on lefty crime. Quintana gets him to chop one Lindor. The speed threat, not going to help. As Boston retired 1-2-3 for his second straight inning. 1 hit through 3 against Quintana, and the mullet has no power. Full counts. Robert Jr. struck out. The slurve had some movement at the end there. My goodness. Now an 0-1 count for Iglesias. He walked in the first. Chops one to short. And he is not going to beat it out. 2 up, 2 down for the Mets here. And a possible pitching battle. Full counts. Winker homered earlier. Smokes one in the right. This one is going to be foul. Oh my goodness. That looked like the extra bases. Just ahead of that slurve. Now the next pitch, he draws a walk. So he's getting on base, keeping it alive. And Lindor, 1-0 counts. He's just going to chop this one to pitch and mound. No danger there. As Garrett Whitlock's got some nasty breaking stuff. Pete Alonso. He has got his first hit of the World Series. Leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. The polar bear making things happen. That is huge. So he gets a huge high five from first base coach. Now Mark Vientos trying to rally behind the polar bear. The pitch. And this one chopped. The slurve got away from him. No double play. Alonso at second with 1 out. And Brett Baty looking to bring in some damage. And this one is into right center. Can it get out of here? It does! It does! Oh my goodness, Brett Baty. We called him out. And he delivers his second home run this postseason. The young third baseman proving some pop. As that one was a wall scraper. I thought for a second he was going to catch it. But Brett Baty has the Mets up 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And the dugout is going nuts. They know that's a huge home run in this game right now. As Brett Baty just lines this one up. If he had a little more power in his game, he would be deadly. And that one is a huge hit. Now Francisco Alvarez trying to answer. And he's going to strike out on the inside changeup there. Garrett Whitlock with his second strikeout of the day. As that one had some last minute break on it. 6-inch break. Oh, if that one stayed on the plate, that one would have been crushed out of here. So you see right there, just breaks in last seconds. Oh, could have been gone. Harrison Bader, 1 for 1 on the day. Looking for something here. And this is smoked into center. It is caught at the wall. Are you kidding me? Oh, not deep enough. Ceddanne Rafaela. How and why did you make that catch? He even gets some air time there. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now Kevin Newman. We jump into the top of the 7th. Still 4-0. Quintana still in the game, but he gives up a leadoff hit here. And Robert, he actually misplays the hop. And now Kevin Newman has a chance to get to third. Relay throw in, and not in time. That's a triple as Robert Jr. for some reason missed that hop. And oh no, Iglesias injured. So Acuna coming in. An 0-2 count for Devers. And this one chopped to Alonso. 1 run will score. It's a 3-run lead for the Mets now. Tristan Casas. 1-1 count. And he chops one to Alonso. Does not do an Olay. He's scooping that one up like an ice cream cone. Tyler O'Neill. 0 for 2 on the day. Looking for some pop. And this one is hit deep. Harrison Bader at the wall. Got it. Boston does bring in 1 on the RBI groundout. But the Mets still holding on to their lead late in this game. They only have 2 hits through 7. And Matthew Liberatore coming in out of the bullpen. He has been a lifesaver. Acquired from the Cardinals earlier in the year. He's been our best lefty. An 0-1 count right to Acuna. Leadoff man. No trouble there. Brandon Lowe. Not going to happen. Connor Juan, 2-2 counts. Matthew Liberatore. Made sweet contact there. Acuna looking solid coming in for Iglesias. Back-to-back plays defensively. Not looking too nervous for a rookie. 1-2 count for Ceddanne Rafaela. Chasing that slider. Oh, that one broke down and got him. Boston goes 1-2-3 and they are 3 outs away from losing their first game in the World Series. Bottom 8, Jesse Winker chops one to first. Mets trying to add on to their lead, and Winker's not going to help there. Can the Mets get some answers here? Full count for Lindor. 0 for 3 on the day, and he draws a walk. So with a man on first, 1 out, Pete Alonso. 1 hit today. Can he make it 2? And he's going to do just that. Man on first and second with 1 out. And Mark Vientos trying to put this thing out of reach. And a 3-1 count. He is going to take a walk there. He thought he got it straight. He was looking back at blue. Now Brett Batty looking for another huge hit. 1 for 3 on the day. Bases loaded. 1 out. Chopped. This one is going to go through the gap, and 1 run does score. So the Mets have a 4-run lead once again with bases loaded and 1 out. Francisco Alvarez. Check swing. They say he went. He wants to argue, but my goodness. Now full count, Harrison Bader. He chops one, and this one is back. It could be out of reach, and this is gonna drop a ground rule double. It gets out of here. That could have cleared the bases. Oh my goodness, he went down and got that one. The right fielder O'Neill tries to make a heck of a catch, but he falls just short. So Zach Kelly comes in, trying to get the final out. Robert Jr. strikes out. But the Mets, they get 3 runs. They help out their bullpen. And Boston, just like that, 3 outs away from dropping Game 3. Trevor Story leading off. And Daniel Nunez is going to come into the game here. Hopefully we'll not need our closer. With this Boston offense, we don't need them starting a rally. Nunez making his second postseason appearance. 0-2 count. Chop to Alonso. Looked solid defensively today at least. My goodness. 2 outs away. Jarren Duran, 2-1 counts. The pitch. This one jams right to Lindor. And he beats it out. The speed threat beats out Lindor's arm strength. 1 on with 1 out. Full count for Newman. And that's going to be a walk. Nunez starting to falter under pressure here. Not a good sign. Rest of the bullpen arms getting ready. 0-1 count to Devers. And this one is smoked right up the middle. Maybe too hard hit. Runner going home. Got him! Harrison Bader gets the run at the plate. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Harrison Bader with the throw of the year on Jarren Duran. That speed, you think he's going to score. Now Tristan Casas chops one. Nunez looking to end it. Does, and the Mets avoid going down 3-0 in this series. That is a huge win for this Mets team to get back in it. If we went down 0-3, things were looking bleak. My goodness. Now Boston trying to regroup here as the Mets blow them out of the water 7-1. And the Mets offense comes through in Game 3. They just needed a little home cheering up, as that one is a huge game. And Quintana, what a beast. 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits. And the Red Sox will look to Game 4 for a 3-1 series lead, or will the Mets tie it up at 2? Till then, people, bye.